Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back into my channel. So in this demo, we're going to create two load balancers, an application load balancer and a network load balancer. So basically, we're going to do some elastic load balancers, and then we're going to apply SSL and TLS in encryption certificate into our load balancers. So go ahead and just create real quick. Let's just refresh here. See what we got. Okay, so first and foremost, let's check to see if we have instances available. That time, I don't want to get charged for them, so I will just erase them and we create them when I need them. Okay, so let me go ahead and create. So first, I'm going to create an application load balancer. I can give it a name, ALB. Demo. Let's call this ALB lab. And I can leave it on internet facing. I can just put it on two availability zone. So US is 1 and US is F. Scroll down. I can pick up a security group for it. My SG load balancer. I'll delete this one. I will leave it on protocol HTTP on port 80. I'm going to create a target group for that. So I can attach them to it, register them. So I will leave this on instances. I can call this TG. Let's call this TG-ALB, which means like target group for application load balancer. And then I will scroll down. I will leave this protocol version of HTTP 1, yes. And I can leave everything else as default. See, it looks okay to me. So next, we'll register those two load balancers, server 1 and server 2. I mean, those two web servers, server 1 and server 2, and create. Okay, so now my first load balancer is being created. No, that's for the target group. I need to go back here and just here refresh and go my target group and scroll down. Everything looks okay. I will leave everything else as default. I'm gonna go create. Okay, now I can view my load balancer. And while this is provisioned, let me create a network load balancer. And create. Now, if you just jump into this lab, NLB dash lab. Let's call this lab. Okay. And we'll put this on two availability zones. So let's put what? US 1D. Let's create a target group for it. I can name this TG, which stands for target group, NLB, which is network load balancer. I will scroll down and just click next. And I will attach these two web server into it, and I will create my load balancer. Oh, I forget. Did I choose a security group? I probably didn't. I was too quick, so let me go back here. It don't matter. Let's see. Should I? Yeah, let's edit that. It's already created, right? I did it. Great. Attention to what? Associate with a new load balancer, associated with an existing one. Oh, that's the target group, Carlo. You good? So then you go here. Hold up. See. Okay, so you're good so far. And you're good. What am I doing? Here's the balancer. Load balancer works. Create a network load balancer. Subnet. Okay, so let's just refresh. And then what else? Everything looks okay. Okay, let's go ahead and just create our load balancer. Okay, so now that we created an application load balancer and a network load balancer, right? So, and let's go to load balancers down here. So now, as you can see, we have two load balancers being created. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to create, we're going to create an SSL certificate, SSL slash S TLS certificate into it. So now, what we shall do is, let's say we go to the application load balancer. By the way, what you gotta do is just click on add listener. But what is SSL and TLS? Say if you were to Google, what is SSL slash TLS? I'm gonna tell you what I know about SSL and TLS in AWS. So an SSL certificate allows traffic between your client and your load balancer to be encrypted in transit, which means in-flight encryption. So SSL refers to secure socket layer. It's used to encrypt connections. So TLS, on the other hand, refers to transport layer security, which is a newer version. So nowadays, TLS certificates are mainly used, but people still refer as SSL. So public SSL certificate are issued by certificate authorities, which is CA. Like we have Komodo, Symantec, Godaddy, GlobalSign, DigiCert, Let's Encrypt, etc. So SSL is basically, SSL certificate have an expiration date. You should know that. So you set the expiration date and you must renew it every time. So now when you have a load balancer, so basically what SSL do, it makes you able to have your HTTPS being enabled by default. TLS on AWS. So it says SSL and TLS stands for secure, I just say that, secure transport layer and secure socket layer and transport layer security. That is a protocol or communication rule that allows computer systems to talk to each other on the internet safely. SSL and TLS certificate allow web browsers to identify and establish encrypted message connection to web site using the SSL and TLS protocol. So let's see what Amazon says for that in their website. So what is an SSL and TLS certificate? So this is whatever. What is it? So an SSL and TLS certificate is a digital object that allows system to verify and identify the identity and subsequently establish an encrypted network connection to another system using the secure socket layer, transport layer security protocol. Certificates are used within a cryptographic system known as public key infrastructure, PKI. So PKI provides a way for one party to establish the identity of another party using certificate if they both trust a third party known as certificate authority. So basically, I think that's basically all that we explained without Google this. Before we Google this, I mean. All right, so let's go ahead and just do this hands-on on SSL. And so all we do is just switch back over. We just go here and say to add listener. So then the protocol is going to be HTTPS instead of HTTP. You could tell that as we done that, we have port 443 is already been assigned for us by default. So the default action is going to stay as it is. And as we go down, see, could forward with rec, return fix, could dig into that yourself. It looks like now for security policy, you could give it any security policy that you want to, but there's one that's being selected here by default. It's the one that's recommended. It's ALB, which is Elastic Load Balancer, security policy TLS. So I will leave that. Now, the default SSL and TLS certificates, it says that the certificate used if a client connects without NSI protocol, or if there is no matching certificate, this certificate will automatically be added to your listener certificate list. So this is basically the secure listener settings. So, and if you go here, that's if you want to select a certificate. Now on the key value, you see there's a default here. You could get the key from, ACM, which is Amazon Certificate Management, or from IAM, which is not recommended, or import the key if you have one. Let's say if you were to import the key, you see, you would have to paste your keys here. If you choose from IAM, you get a different one, and we will leave this as the same as default. Now let's see here. Let's say, for instance, if this were to be from imported, this would be like that. So let's go ahead and just leave this as it is and just hold up. So let's say imported. Imported to So then let's go ahead and just cancel this for lab purposes. I just want to show you all these steps, but this is not something that we'll go create it for real. Now let's go back to load balancer and pick up the network load balancer. You would add listener as we did on the other one. Now you will go to protocol. You would select TLS and you would add your target group for that. And I will leave everything else as default. And if I want to, I could do the same as I did with that, import whatever, and you would add it. But let's see if you want to do that. See something? Request me ACM certificate. That's if you add one, you would have to request it. So that's basically all that is to create an ACM. I mean to add certificate into your load balancers. Let's see. Load balancers. If I go here, you would have to just go here and store HTTPS says action. You could do forward with work, change fixed response, or authenticate. That would be this. By default, you get a new request. It's pretty simple. All right, guys. Well, thank you so very much for following along. Stay tuned for another lab. This is a pretty basic lab. All you got to do is just configure your SSL/TLS certificate into load balancers, into Elastic Load Balancer. So thank you. I appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for another lab. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.